Hello everyone. In today's lecture of class 8, the chapter is continuing metals and non-metals. We are going to study about noble metals. So what are noble metals first of all? Silver, gold and platinum are present at bottom of reactivity series. Already we have studied about reactivity series in the chemical properties of metals in the previous lecture. They don't react with water, acids or alkalis, means they are non-reactive. Now third point, so they occur in the free state in nature. These are the basic properties of non-metals. So free state in nature means, like we have studied, that most of the elements are very reactive and they react with each other to form compounds. But noble metals, because they are unreactive and they don't react with the very reactive elements like on compounds like water, acids and alkalis, so they occur in the free state in nature. Already we know, like gold is obtained from the gold mines. Similar with the silver and platinum also, they are obtained from the earth crust. Now what are the uses of noble metals? First, in making ornaments, like as they are unreactive, so they don't lose their shine easily. This is a very basic property. Anybody can easily understand that, because any element which is not going to, you can say, rust or not going to be affected by the chemicals, and with time it remains same, so it has better value in the market. So that is why they are used as ornaments. Next point is, gold and silver are used in electroplating to give a decorative and protective coating to other metals. I think everybody knows about the artificial jewelry, because nowadays theft and chain snatching is a very big problem for the people, especially for the women when they are going in the market. So artificial jewelry, when there is a very thin layer of gold or silver is plated on the other less valuable metals, so that gives them a good shine and they remain, means you can say that can be used as the jewelry purpose, and that is very cheap also, so that can be used for the daily wears. Next is, gold and silver are used to make high value coins. Okay, especially in the Hindu culture, everybody knows during the Diwali puja we used to buy the silver coins and gold coins. So Dhanteras and all, in these pujas we buy these coins, right? So these are the high value coins, means we can buy a small coin of gold or silver on the auspicious days for the you can say for our good belief in our culture, that it will be auspicious for our future. Now fourth point is about platinum. Platinum is used in electrical gadgets like mobiles and computer hardwares and all, because it is very non-reactive and it is long lasting also. The international standards of weight and measures are made of platinum and iridium alloy. Sorry, A is missed here. Made of platinum and iridium alloy. Platinum and iridium both are very you can say very non-reactive elements, and they both are mixed together to form alloy. Alloy is basically what? Alloy is the mixture of two metals or metal with non-metals to make them more long lasting, and for the, you can say, desired properties, the alloys are made. So the weights and measures, the standards weights of measures are prepared by this alloy. Now the last option, the last uses of these noble metals are good option of investment. Means when the economy is bad, like right now the corona crisis, the market went down and the public sector of all the, you can say, factories or every kind of business was shut down. So that was a bad time for economy. At that time people invested their money in gold, and in the future they will be getting the better returns. So this is a good option for investment also. So after the study of noble metals, let's start the next topic, that is corrosion of metals. Corrosion of metals means the basic problem of with the metals, that when the metals which are generally used in our daily life, they gets harmed by any you can say any chemical or any other substance, that is called corrosion. So let's understand by the definition. It is the process by which materials such as metals are slowly eaten away. Eaten away means they are destroyed when exposed to air and moisture, means by the continuous effect of air and moisture. The very common examples are rusting of iron, green coating on copper, blackening of silver ornaments. So these all are the examples of corrosion of these metals. Means it is the rusting of iron is corrosion of iron, green coating on copper is corrosion of copper, and blackening of silver ornament is corrosion of silver. About these we will study in detail in the upcoming time. So the next point that is very important, the more moist is the air, means in the air the more amount of water particles are present, the faster is the corrosion. It causes heavy losses also, means the objects which we use of these metals, they get eaten away and our money is wasted. Now very important point, that sometimes corrosion is useful also, means not every time corrosion is bad. How? A newly cut aluminium metal piece corrodes to form a layer of aluminium oxide. So here you will think that what is the benefit? It is also getting corroding, but this layer protects aluminium from further corrosion. Means the piece of aluminium which has got the layer of aluminium oxide, because of the corrosion, that layer will protect the inside layers of aluminium metal from further corrosion. So then means it will stop the further corrosion. Now one by one we will study. So first topic is rusting of iron. So iron is the most commonly used metal in our life. Sometimes we see a brown powder on the surface of iron objects like gates and grills and almirahs. This is called rust. Okay, we can eat, and it is a very weak part also, means if you scratch it with any other metal or any other material, then that layer will come off. So the rust is the, you can say, the waste part of the iron. It cannot be reversed. That is why we have discussed earlier that it is the, means we has to suffer losses because of the corrosion process. Now we can understand by this a chemical reaction, because rusting of iron is a chemical reaction. It cannot be reversed. Fe plus H2O plus O2 means iron object. Fe is representing any iron object. H2O, water particles present in air, and oxygen gas from the air. When they react together, they form Fe2O3.H2O. This is the formula of rust. For balancing, we have used these numbers, the coefficients, which you already know how to balance the chemical reaction. Now, what is the nature of the rust? The rust is a metal oxide. You can see here that iron is a metal with oxygen, so it is a metal oxide. And we have studied already in the previous lecture that metal oxides are basic in nature. How can we test it? On adding a spoonful of rust in water and stirring it. After testing, we see that we can test it with blue litmus paper and red litmus paper both. So red litmus paper turns red. Red litmus paper turns blue, whereas blue litmus paper has no effect on it. So when red litmus paper turns blue, that shows that it is basic in nature. Now, after the rusting of iron, there are some other metals also which undergo the corrosion process. So let's study about them one by one. The first is copper. That is also a very commonly used metal in our life. In the presence of moist air, first it tarnishes. Tarnishes means it gets black or brown spots on the surface. Then gradually it turns brown and black coating. And finally this coating becomes green. Now this green coating is a mixture of copper compounds. Means it is not a simple compound, it is a complex compound of copper. Let's see the reaction. Copper reacting with oxygen, water and carbon dioxide present in the air. The result is copper carbonate point copper hydroxide, that is CuCO3 point CuOH whole twice. Now this point shows that copper carbonate and copper hydroxide are present in a mixture. Means this is not a simple compound. This is a mixture of two compounds. This is one compound and this is the second compound. Both are together known as you can say the effect of corrosion of copper. And this turns means this mixture has green color. Now the other metal is silver. Silver doesn't get corroded easily in unpolluted air. Means if the pollution is not there at any place, then the silverwares will not get corroded, as we already have studied that it is a noble metal also. But in the presence of sulfur compounds such as hydrogen sulfide, it forms black coating of silver sulfide. Let's see the reaction, that is Ag plus H2S. Ag is silver, H2S is hydrogen sulfide. It gives, after the reaction, Ag2S. This is silver sulfide plus hydrogen gas is formed, and this Ag2S is black in color. It can also be removed by adding some chemical in it. So it is also a corrosion type. It also harms the silverwares. Now the next is aluminium. Aluminium is also very common, you can say, metal which is used in our life. On exposure to air, aluminium reacts with oxygen and forms a protective layer of aluminium oxide. Earlier we have studied in this lecture only, which prevents further corrosion. Let's see the reaction. 4Al plus 3O2, that is aluminium plus oxygen, it forms aluminium oxide, that is Al2O3. So this is the coating of, you can say this is generally a white color coating, means no color is there, okay, of this coating. This is just simple. Now very important note, some metals such as gold and platinum, I am using the symbols of the elements here, gold and platinum do not corrode in air. That is why gold ornaments does not lose their shine even after many years. That is why these metals, noble metals, have very high value in the market also. Thank you.